Hi friends, Zoe here. Today I'm super excited to talk to you because today I'm talking to you about one of my very favorite subjects, and that is being a digital nomad and non-traditional work. Today's video is extra exciting because it's a collaboration between three of my other friends here on YouTube. The first one is Cheryl, the collab queen, who set this all up, so thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl's from the channel Nonstop Paris. She's currently living and working in Paris, but she's working for a company based in the UK. Cheryl's created a video all about her journey, which I'm going to be linking below, as well as another one of my amazing YouTube friends, Louise from Digital Nomad Girl, who is a startup entrepreneur and speaks all about multiple streams of income and digital nomad life. So Louise's journey and her tips are linked below. Lastly, Andrea. Andrea is currently living in Paris, just as Cheryl is as well, and she is working for a company abroad and living abroad. So I'll link the video to her journey below as well. The goal with this collaboration is to give you insights on how you can have a non-traditional working life and to see if, say, a digital nomad life, a working abroad life is something that could interest you and take your life to a whole new level. So let's get started. Alright, so as I mentioned, this is one of my very favorite topics. And I'm going to possibly reference a few other videos that I've previously made below to give you a little bit more insights on topics or tips that I may mention. Because if you're new to my channel, I do love to talk about this subject. So I'm first going to start off by giving you the insights on my journey, and then I'm going to give you the pros and cons of working for yourself, as well as some of my all-star tips that will hopefully supercharge you into creating that dream life that you want. The reason why I really am happy and wanted to pursue a digital nomad freelance working lifestyle is because I desired that freedom in my life. And I'd say that this originally sparked from Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek, an amazing book that I'm sure that you've all heard of before. Now, obviously, this book, if you've read it, doesn't necessarily tie into my entire lifestyle, as I don't have an e-commerce type of business, but I do freelance marketing for clients. This varies very broadly, and the longer I've pursued this working lifestyle, the more skills I've obtained and I'm able to offer more services for my clients. So this could be anything as in creating promo videos, managing social media, writing blog content, etc., etc. And along the way too, I've also obtained a publishing contract. So I actually have 3 books that I've completed. 2 are in the publishing process. 1 has already been self-published by me, and the next 2 are set to come out at the beginning of October and again in January. So I'll be sure to link information to those books below as well. So basically, I have a bunch of multiple streams of income, and that's the way that I like it. Because if one door closes, say one project ends, you still have money coming in from various sources. So this is multiple clients, and as well as YouTube and affiliate marketing endeavors or YouTube sponsors and partnerships. Obviously, a concern people have with working for yourself and freelancing is that concept of, say, hunting for clients for work. But what I've found is the way that I've obtained clients through this journey is word of mouth marketing. So I started my journey, of course, in the corporate world, just as everyone else. But after reading Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek, I knew that the takeaway that I wanted to pull from that book was that I wanted to work independently for myself one day and have that ability to, say, hop on a plane and go somewhere else, or always be able to say yes to life's amazing moments and not have to worry about somebody managing my vacation time. I definitely say it does take a special type of person, and I speak a lot more about this in my Digital Nomad, the reality video, because you have to be a go-getter. You have to be self-motivated and driven to pursue this kind of lifestyle. So I was in the corporate world for about 3.5 years, and in that time I had 3 different jobs. One was for an event marketing company, another was for an e-commerce marketing company, and another was for a digital marketing agency. So I obtained a lot of skills in those 3 years. I definitely hustled, and I had a freelance client on the side as well while that was all going on. I really worked hard. I really made the effort to go out for coffees with people, learn as much as I could. YouTube is an excellent tool for learning how to, say, use Photoshop or video editing software. You have a lot of information accessible at your fingertips, so definitely take advantage of that. So throughout my 3.5 year journey of corporate to Toronto, working in marketing, like I said, I always had this idea in mind that I wanted to freelance. When it came time for me to call it quits at my job, I wasn't necessarily at a financial place to up and move to Rome, Italy, where I am now, without feeling a little bit hesitant if I could afford it or not. So I did make the transition into being an au pair first. I have a video all about that as well, and that was honestly the most perfect thing I could have done for myself. Because when I first came over to Italy, to Rome last year, around this same time, I had about 4,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And now I've gained about 71 more thousand, because just having that free time during the day to work on my freelance endeavors, but also on my personal brand, helped me take my game to a new level. This obviously is not something that's for everyone. I still had duties as an au pair, which I do cover more in that video. So you have to be open to maybe taking yourself out of your comfort zone for sure, but taking yourself into a foreign place to force yourself to work on your personal brand and to go after your goals and dreams. In that time too, by working on my personal brand, that is how I was able to write and self-publish my first book and also gain a publishing contract with a company. I can hands down say that these things would not have been possible if I didn't make that leap to Rome and if I didn't have those solid 7 hours in the middle of the day to really hustle and work on my own projects. So that's a little bit on my journey, and like I mentioned, I'll link those other videos below for more reference. But I want to start to get into the pros and the cons of being a digital nomad as well, and being a freelance worker. So obviously the pros are freedom. I get to work from coffee shops, I can work from home, I can essentially hop on a plane anywhere and just know what the other side, as long as I have a good Wi-Fi connection, I can work. Pros also include that I get to capitalize on the hours that I work best on. So I am definitely a morning person. I feel the most productive and the most fresh in the morning. So if that means that I want to get up at 5 and just put in, 5-6 hours of work right there in the morning, I can do that. It's not like I have to get ready and go to the office every day. And I know that this lifestyle isn't for everyone. Hands down, I understand that it's not for everyone, but this is just one of the main pros for me, is that I feel like I'm the most productive, more productive than I've ever been, because I'm working in those hours that work best for me. Obviously, another pro in this journey, I'd say, is definitely all of the opportunities that YouTube has granted me. Because I've been able to put more time into YouTube and I've pursued this type of journey, I've been blessed with the most amazing friendships, like the 3 girls that I'm working with in this collaboration today. Those are some of the main highlights of this journey. And to be honest with you, I'd like to say that there's no cons, because I'm just so happy and feeling fulfilled in my life, because this is the type of career path that I want to pursue. But I'd say the downsides to some people may be the fact that you aren't always working on projects that you like. You may have to write an article, you may have to write a blog on something that you have no interest in or don't even know anything about, and then you have to take the time to do the research. So you have to be open and dedicated to putting in work that you may not necessarily enjoy, but know that it will pay off in other ways of your life. So for example, the freedom aspect. Another con is that if you are traveling like myself, like here and there and everywhere, when you say goodbye, you don't know necessarily when you may be able to get to see your friends or family again, and that is something that's very difficult, and that's something that I touch on in my reality video as well. Is that it's not all traveling, living in Rome, taking photos of the Colosseum. There is a emotional aspect of it too that can be quite difficult and can weigh down on people. So if you're somebody that, say, gets homesick, then maybe this isn't the right career for you to pursue. Another con is that unless you have a good accountant, like I thankfully and gratefully do, tax season can be a very stressful time of year. I had so much anxiety leading up to tax season before I found my amazing accountant, who is based in Toronto, who just made it all seem like rainbows and butterflies, let me tell you, because I was dreading that a year in advance. So be sure that you have yourself set up for success by having a good accountant who can manage everything for you and help you stay organized. Speaking of money, another downside to this freelance life is that perhaps instead of getting a salary each year and say your pay bi-weekly or once a month, your pay is going to look like this throughout the month. Maybe you take on a new project and you get a huge spike, but maybe the next month you have a little bit of a low. So you need to be able to budget and manage your money correctly so that you're never feeling too stressed out. Another thing in regards to money is you're going to have to set up different ways in which your clients pay you. This could be through PayPal, it could be through e-transfers, it could be through a website called Stripe, which you use your clients' credit cards to charge them. And you just have to do the research yourself and ask your clients what works best for them. Being a freelance worker means that you may have to follow up with your clients and have to ask them to pay you. And sometimes I've had clients not pay me for months. So you're constantly having to be able to manage that and being okay with emailing people and asking them to pay you, setting up your invoices yourself and pursuing those payments. So you really have to be a self-starter, and I truly feel like I couldn't have done this type of career without having put in the time in the corporate world as well. A few years in the corporate world that I really laser focused in and tried to learn as much as possible. It just wouldn't have been possible if I didn't put in that time. So it's not like you're gonna be one of those people who's just out of high school and is like, catch you later guys, I'm moving to Bali, I'm gonna work from my laptop. You have to put in the time. Everyone has to put in the time, and your clients will appreciate that, knowing who you've worked with, larger scale brands, which you wouldn't have the opportunity straight out of high school unless you knew somebody. So for example, I worked for pretty well-known consumer packaged goods companies in the marketing agency that I was at. And when you can almost like name drop, like, oh, I worked on that campaign or I worked on that, people can recognize that, and then you have a lot more credibility. I'd say some of my all-star tips are continually learn. Like I said, YouTube, and there's many other platforms on the internet that can grant you the skills that you need to take your work to the next level or just improve your skills in general. I'd also say continual learning includes listening to audiobooks on self-improvement and say marketing, if that is your forte. I've learned so much from books. I'd say more than I learned in my undergrad and university. I definitely have a lot of videos on my book recommendations, which I'm going to link below for you guys. So there you go. My next very important tip is to always stay organized, always stay on top of the game. I find that a planner works best for me to write down what's happening with each client's platforms every single day so that I know when I'm up to date. Another tip I have is to always do your best, because that in turn will then lead to those word of mouth marketing opportunities that will land you new projects and new clients. Anyways guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions below, and I'll do my best to answer them in a future video. Also, don't forget to check out the other girls' videos, because they'll grant you more tips and more inspiration on how to take your non-traditional working life to the next level. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you very soon. Lots of love from Roma. I hope to be here forever, so if you ever stop in, let me know. Ciao!